Let's talk trash. No, not trash talk, nor the punk rock band trash, but literal garbage. In my business, students removing waste. When we look at the waste removal landscape, oftentimes waste removal services are provided by a town, and private companies will often fill in the gap. However, these companies typically use large automated vehicles with 2 to 3 person crews, which aren't well suited for sparsely populated neighborhoods and or rural roads. And they can't incorporate house pickup into their routes. More on why this is important in a bit. As a result, many rural neighborhoods have to take care of their own trash by taking it to local landfills. This is a hassle for everyone, but particularly the elderly and disabled, those who don't want to use their private vehicle, or people who are just busy. And that's where my business, Students Removing Waste, will come into play. Our company will offer waste removal services to the rural neighborhoods in Montgomery County who don't have the benefit of town-sponsored waste removal services. We'll do this by offering both curbside and house-side pickup, and this is a huge advantage because, as you can see in the image below, driveways in rural neighborhoods are oftentimes long and steep. So a company which is willing to pick up trash from your doorstep as opposed to force the client to move it down to the driveway is going to be very beneficial. Our first year will develop in the Jefferson Forest neighborhood, which is my own neighborhood. It's a neighborhood of roughly 72 houses. By the end of the first quarter, we'd like to saturate 33% of the market. By quarter 2, 50%, and then by the year's end, we hope to take up 75% of the available houses. And there are 17 similar neighborhoods within Montgomery County, so for the following 2 years after the launch of the pilot, we aim to incorporate 8 new neighborhoods each year. Is this growth rate reasonable? Well, I believe so. In conjunction with my homeowners association, a study of my own neighborhood suggests that upwards of 80% of people were either very interested in our service or would go so far as to pledge their support. We will use a newspaper delivery model, meaning when we expand into a new neighborhood, we'll hire a local, ideally a student from that neighborhood, who can run a route across the neighborhood 5 days a week, and it'll last roughly an hour to an hour and a half. This will occur before schools. This provides another competitive advantage in that we're using a neighborhood kid who's a friendly face to many of the locals. I'll be the owner of this business. My brother will begin as the operator for our neighborhood, and then as we expand into new neighborhoods, he'll rise to the position of operations supervisor. We'll promote our business through email adverts as well as have our website, but I think our time will most efficiently be spent by having our neighborhood operators hand-deliver flyers and discuss the perks of our business with individual clienteles. Again, this will buy a lot of community goodwill because we're using local, preferably teenagers, to market our business. And, of course, we'll decorate both our receptacles and vehicles with our logo, trying to drive conversation about our business and rely on that word-of-mouth advertising many small businesses rely on. Communication with clients is important in any business, but even more so in ours, where we're interacting with clients on a day-to-day basis. With that in mind, all our billing and payment information will be taken care of online, and our company is unique in that we'll send out text reminders both an evening before and 30 minutes before we come to collect your trash. For schedule changes, weather cancellations will be communicated via text, and then low priority schedule changes will be communicated via email and available on our website. And of course, our company can be reached by the phone and email on our website. So let's talk financials. We estimate our startup costs to be roughly $6,700, with most of that coming from the cost of a full-size pickup truck. And our expenses on a year-to-year basis, we expect to be just shy of $9,000. Again, most of that being made up of wages and vehicle insurance. For our pilot revenue, we assume that we're able to meet our 75% market saturation by the end of the year, as well as we're going to assume that we have a 50-50 split between curbside and house-side pickup. What that means is that at the end of year 1, we'll have generated $22,500 in revenue. And for every year after the first, assuming we maintain market saturation, we're generating just shy of $30,000 in revenue. What that means for profits is at the end of year 1, we're looking at a profit of just shy of $8,000. And for year 2, assuming we operate, again, continuing with the 75% saturation, as well as successfully onboarding 8 new neighborhoods, we should have a profit of roughly $83,000. And then for year 3, we'll have 9 neighborhoods operating at full function, as well as 8 new neighborhoods, which we expect will follow similar growth, leaving us with the profit of just shy of $250,000. By this point, we imagine we'll have to onboard many more administrative as well as management personnel to help the company run at such a large size. So what this really demonstrates is that the company will be generating enough money to the point where it can sustain this expansion. If and when I need to leave the company, my brother will be promoted to owner and will promote to operations supervisor from our most qualified operators. Thank you.